Thank you all for tuning in to another edition of Outside the Shop with me, your host, Daryl D. Lane, where I get to talk about everything that I normally don't get the chance to talk about on a regular sports podcast. Barbershop Sports Talk, which you guys can all find on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Air Radio, SoundCloud, Pandora, the whole 9 yards there. My top 40 QBs in the NFL, QB 22 and QB 21. First, let's start with QB 22, Trevor Lawrence, Jacksonville Jaguars, heralded as the greatest QB prospect ever. As I've looked at him, I think that was a little bit more of a media fabrication. First, I do want to say this. His arm, it's not stronger than guys like Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, or any of those three. It's not stronger than any of those three. And in terms of being NFL ready, he wasn't more NFL ready and understanding how to read NFL defenses and play from the pocket. He was not better than guys like Mac Jones and even the Davis Mills. So I just want to point that out there. But let's start with the good things. Trevor is extremely talented. Right. So let's start with this. Great at throwing jump balls, one-on-one matchups, understands how to attack one-on-one matchups. Great arm talent. He can throw downfield in the pocket under pressure as bodies are around him, which I really, really love. Also, nice spiral and tight spin on the ball. Very catchable football. He's a threat and he's an athlete. He's a threat when it comes to the read option, the run game zone read. I wish Jacksonville would have done that more with him last year. They did not. I don't know why. Maybe it's because Urban Meyer's an awful coach. Who knows? But he's definitely an athlete who you can use in the read option game. Also, in terms of a scrambler, he's a very good scrambler. He can scramble outside of the pocket, make sidearm throws down the field, which is something that I covet and put high value on as well. He can throw from weird arm angles when his motion is being interrupted in the pocket, particularly to backs coming out of the backfield. He's pretty creative that way as well. In terms of the negatives, and actually one more positive I do want to say, he's a very calm thrower of the football. He's a very calm thrower. He never seems to get rattled, which is crazy because he was in a very toxic situation with Urban Meyer last year when everything was going on. But when you saw him, you just saw him. He kind of do it the same way every single time. And you saw that calmness in the pocket. And he also can move very well within the pocket in terms of climbing the pocket. Right now, and he uses pump fakes very well. Pump fakes, very good at keeping defenders off balance in the secondary with his pump fake and D lineman as well when they're trying to jump up for the ball. He's very good at those attributes. Now the negative, finally the negative. His ball placement can be erratic at times. Sometimes it's too high, sometimes it's too low. Makes it tough for the wide receivers to catch, so they're not getting yards after the catch, which is a theme and something that I very highly covet and value. Right. Also, he's really a one-read QB. Does not go through his progressions well at all, which is something that he needs to get better at, and that's something he will get better at, right? Was only a rookie last year going into his second year. I don't think it's always going to be like Trevor Lawrence is a one-read QB, right? I don't think that's going to be the theme of his career. But those are two big concerns that I have for Trevor. But besides that, he's 6'6". He will grow and kind of get his man body in terms of his frame. And I think he can get into a physical build where he's a guy like Josh Allen. So Trevor, extremely talented, QB 22. Now, QB 21, Justin Fields. Justin Fields is a freak of nature. 4'4", 40, 6'3", 227 pounds, and has the potential to be one of the 5 best deep ball throwers in the NFL. It's kind of like Trevor Lawrence, how the Jaguars didn't use Trevor in the read option game a lot. I don't understand why Justin Fields was not used more in the read option game more. Justin Fields is a freak of nature. Let me say that again. He has the potential to be one of the top 5 rushing QBs in the NFL. He has that type of athletic ability. He has that acceleration when he takes off, that twitchiness, that strength to run through defenders. It's kind of Jalen Hurts, but it's better. It's better than Jalen Hurts. That's what makes Justin Fields so crazy as a runner. So there's a lot of potential there that can be unlocked. Very few QBs can match what he does. In terms of his arm strength, when you let him sit in the pocket, first of all, he is not afraid of contact. He will take shot after shot after shot in the chest, and he will throw it deep with power and explosion. And it's like, holy crap, this dude is insanely talented. Quick, like I said, quick, twitchy strength to run through the contact. Also, something that I think that he got better on throughout the year was going through his reads, was finding his safety option. And you kind of saw that as the year went on, that he's kind of figuring it out. He's kind of understanding how to play a little bit more. In terms of where I think he needs to get better, he needs to get better at finding the open man. In terms of hitting the open man consistently, I think that's something he struggled with. His ball placement could be bad as well, where it's like, okay, Justin, you can't miss those throws. I think sometimes too, while I love that he hangs in the pocket and he's tough and he can deliver these throws downfield, it's like, man, you're taking a lot of unnecessary punishment. If he's going to be a guy who you run him a lot, you don't want him taking those hits in the pocket because that can lead to injury. Obviously, if you remember the Ohio State game that he played in the college football semifinals, he had broken ribs or whatever because he's taking so many shots because his game is based off of such physicality. So I want to see him do that, learn how to throw the ball away, learn how to live to play another day. Like I said, the inaccuracies, overthrows, underthrows, needs to get better at that. Sometimes his balls aren't catchable. I also think he needs to become a better scrambler. Trevor Lawrence, this is one thing like I said about Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is a very good natural scrambler. Justin Fields is a better athlete than Trevor Lawrence, but Justin Fields is not a great natural scrambler. So I mean by scrambling, when he breaks the pocket, now he's looking to throw, right? Justin Fields needs to get better at that part of his game. That's another part of his game that can be unlocked, and that takes more creativity. I also think he's a tad stiff right there as well. One more positive I'll say about Justin Fields. He shrugs off people in the pocket like Big Ben Roethlisberger in his prime. It's like, get the F off me to all these big defensive linemen. He's throwing it down the field. Justin Fields is a fun watch, so much potential, so much athleticism, and he's a guy that physically, I mean, the sky's the limit for him, and he has so much potential as a runner and a deep ball passer. So those are my top two QBs for today, QB 22 and QB 21. And that's it for the week. Starting next weekend, next week we will get to QB 20. And I'll give you a hint. He's going to be another pass rookie from the 2021 QB class. Have a great day, everybody, and God bless.